Coach Jones, also known as Zachary Taylor, the Black Ranger.
What is going on, Awesome Con? Are y'all suffering from awesome loss? Well, if you're not, well, we're going to cure that, as y'all saw from our commercials. If you're suffering from awesome loss, we got the people in the house right now. Let me hear y'all right now. Y'all ready to turn it up? Are y'all ready to turn it up? Can we do this? Y'all ready to do this? All right. My name is Captain Michael Strange with Fantastic Forum. I'm on Friends and Superiors. I do a lot of pop culture stuff around this area, and I love y'all. Thank you for coming out. But I love these guys right here, I gotta say. So I'm just gonna show my love real quick to Power Rangers. Y'all the OG, well, I'm gonna say the ORs, the original Rangers. There's been a lot of iterations, as y'all know, but this is my squad. This is the guys I grew up with. I love you guys. We got the Blue Ranger over here, as you see from the amazing helmet. My man, David Yost, here, give it up! And we have the Black Ranger, my man, Walter Jones in the house. Walter Jones is in the house, But this ain't about me, this is about these guys. Let's talk to these guys. We're gonna have a Q&A in a little bit, but first we're just gonna talk to these guys, let them, talk about their experiences on Power Rangers and all that. I got a bunch of questions. I know y'all have questions, so let's do this, y'all. Here we go.
Yo, what's up, Washington, D.C.? Awesome, guys. Yeah. We're happy to be here today. Let me say, I'm always happy to be in company with my friend here, David Yost. The Blue Ranger, the best Blue Ranger, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm happy to be in company with Walter. No, thank you all for having us here. Thank you for coming out today on such a beautiful day in Washington, D.C. We're very excited to be here and to share with you and talk about the Power Rangers.
Okay.
So, as an actor myself, I want to know, you in the acting game, and then all of a sudden here comes this project called the Power Rangers. When did it first start? Who, if we could talk on that, how did you get the call? How was that, getting the gig?
Well, it was, I was actually doing a show called, I forgot the name of the show. I was doing it was a variety show that I was doing. I can't think of the name of it right now. Anyway, and I got the call for it, and I wasn't able to go to the audition. So I was bummed. I was like, oh man, I missed out on this audition for this kids show. And so, my agent called me. I was out of town. I was in Florida. I was like, okay, I can't make it. Well, I got back in town, and they called me again. They said they still want to see you. So I was like, okay, cool. So I go in and I audition, and after about, I don't know, how many callbacks and auditions?
8.
8. He had 8. I don't know what, maybe it was that many, and it was a lot, I tell you what. But they saw probably 800 people to find a cast of 5 or
More than that, it was in the thousands, right?
Did they do it? Was it statewide or is it just in California?
It was just Los Angeles at the time.
Yeah, but crazy audition. I met these guys and we all kind of within the audition process, so we had to build chemistry, and there was like a short cast, a tall cast, different kinds of casts, and we just had the right energy. We had the right chemistry with each other, and we were very excited about doing the show. I think it was my first time doing a television show. I think it might have been the first part.
All of us.
All of them. Yeah. Some of them weren't even actors, so it's interesting.
Yeah, for me, I had just moved to LA. I'd only been there 3 months, and there's a publication which I think it's online now. They don't print it anymore. Maybe they still print it. It's called Backstage West, which has a list of all the auditions that are going on, and I just saw it in there, and I just went to an open casting call, and I originally started auditioning for the role of Jason, the Red Ranger, but after 3 auditions of that, I knew I wasn't going to get that role. So I begged the casting director, to let her, have me read for the role of Billy, and I did, and they liked it, and then they called me back 5 more times for that one. So I ended up landing the role of Billy, and as Walter said, there were 3 casts, like when we went to what they call network, when we went to Fox Fox has to approve the cast before it actually happens. So they took 3 different casts, and there was a tall cast, and our cast, and then an off-center cast. We were the cast, and we were very lucky and very fortunate to be a part of such an amazing franchise that has you guys out here today. So, thank you.
I just want to give you our props, man. It's been 20 years. We're celebrating our 20th year anniversary last year of the show. And to have you guys be adults now, it's so wild because you guys used to come and see us as kids. And it was your parents. And your parents came with you, and the parents were kind of like, okay, well, he loves you, but I know he won't talk to you right now because he's really shy, you know. Like, you guys would be like, I can't see you, I don't see you, I don't know who you are. or you would be like, yo, Zach, what's up, man? Which was awesome. But a lot of times, you guys as kids were really shy, but now you're like, yo, dude, I mean, like, the stories that come from your mouths inspire me and make me so happy because I feel like I really have made a positive difference in the world in some way and just doing what I love to do. So just being here with you guys makes us very happy. So.
If you guys heard the concept of the show, that it was like, you know, you're in these Zords and you form into, you know, similar to Voltron, me and Taco Voltron, Power Rangers.
Right.
And that you basically are like superheroes. Were you fans of that concept? And how did you feel that when you were going to be this thing? And did you know that it was going to grow to be this big?
Well, I mean, I think originally it was called Dino Rangers, like when we were filming the original pilot.
Rangers of Thunder.
It wasn't that. I think it was just Dino Rangers. I don't remember. I have the original script somewhere, and it said Dino Rangers or something. But anyways, I mean, like when I first heard about it, I didn't really think too much that we were really going to be superheroes or anything like that. I just thought this was a really cool acting job or a good first one. And I didn't really understand the whole concept until I saw the original pilot cut together, and I was like, oh, kind of get it.
Yeah, it was the same for me. I mean, we didn't really know what it was about. In fact, you know, it was like, okay, you're gonna be superheroes. Oh, okay, all right, that's cool. All right, and I mean, I think before, when we were hired, I was hired to be Zachary Taylor. So, Zachary Taylor, I didn't know anything about the Black Ranger. I didn't know what color Ranger I was gonna be, or what's the suit look like, or anything. I just knew I was auditioning for, you know, the character was Zack, and I had to do hip-hop Kido. That was part of my audition. It's like, okay, can you do martial arts, and now can you dance and do martial arts? I was like, okay, so put it all together? Okay, let's see how you do that, you know? And so coming up with a concept for that, and the character was like, all right, so I built that, and then when we saw the pilot, I was like, oh, okay, so this is what it is. And I was kind of like this, oh, so this is what it is. I took it home to my family in Detroit. I was like, yeah, so I did this show. It's a television show for kids, you know, Power Rangers, and I'm a superhero, you know. And they were like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then we showed them the pilot, and they were like, well, that's good. That's a good start. That's a good stepping stone. And before you know it, was like it aired, and then we started shooting episodes, and we were getting, you know, our ratings were high, and the producers, the executive producer, the owner was excited. They were excited. They were looking at us like this.
Well, it's only they were smiling about themselves.
Yeah,
they were making money, and we weren't. But yeah, but I mean, we actually shot almost the full first season before it even started airing. So we had filmed like for almost a year, and we really had no concept of how successful the show would be until it actually aired. And overnight, number one, it was great.
It was crazy. I don't even think we really knew about. Well, we didn't know because you guys have like we had toys, we had pods, we had trading cards, we had all this stuff, all the merchandise that came out with it. We weren't really aware of that. I mean, they had mentioned, there's going to be a doll or something. Actually, the way I found out about it first, as I was walking down Venice Beach, and some kids came up to me and were like, yo, hey, you're the Black Ranger. I was like, yeah, I am. How do you know that? And they're like, oh, well, your face is on the box of the toy. And I was like, my face is on the box of the toy. Really? And they're like, yeah, I just bought it yesterday. I was like, I got a toy. I have my places on the box of the throwaway, right? Yeah, so after that, I was like, that was even before the show aired. So I was like, wow, this could have some reach.
Do y'all have a favorite episode?
Well, I filmed 200 episodes, so they're all my favorite. I think a lot of the ones that really stand out in my mind are always from the first season, because that's, probably when we had the most fun, because it was so new and so fresh to us. And so I love the one where Amy Jo and I played Power Ranger punks. I love when Amy Jo and I switch places called and I love the food fight one, where we got to have a big food fight in the juice bar / gym.
Yes. That juice bar was everything. It was like, okay, this is where we do ballet and yoga and martial arts. This is where we train. This is everything. I share the same sentiment. I was only in the original season. So I did the first 85 episodes, I think, and of those episodes, I think some of my favorites were Food Fight was a ball. We had a ball doing Food Fight because we just creamed everybody with food. Nobody was out of limits. It was like, hey, there's a producer, get him! I mean, we got everybody. That was a fun day. I was like, really, I'm getting paid to throw food at people today? This is very cool. So there was that, and then of course Zach's birthday. I don't know. They forgot about me, but they did. It was cool. And I also enjoyed. We did one that was in the amusement park. We did one. I forget what it was. Play in the Brain? No, not Play in the Brain.
A baby.
No, that was gas. Excuse me. No, but I have quite a few episodes that were fun. I also like the one where I taught hip-hop Kido to the kids in the park. That was fun. That was interesting because they were like, so you're going to teach the kids hip-hop Kido? And I was like, I am? Okay, all right, so I got to come up with a kata. Yeah, let me come up with something to show them to do like I do. But it worked out, and it was a fun episode.
Another one of the internet questions I got online was favorite monster. Y'all have a particular monster that you love facing on the show?
Well, I filmed 200 episodes, so I like all the monsters. I really, Ivan News from the movie is probably the best for me. And just from the TV show, even though it's not really a monster, Lord Zed.
Yeah, I gotta say that Lord Zed was pretty, he was pretty fierce. So it was like, when Lord Zed came, it was like, he was really kind of a scary villain. It was like, wow, that dude looks gnarly. He was like strong, had blood coursing through his veins, and, talk with a voice that was deep and demanding, and it was like, he's really out to get us, But I gotta say, some of my favorite villains were the putties, because they just don't stop. I mean, you can hit them, and they just going, and they're disappearing, and there's more, and it's like, wow, they just, what's that? Who?
Hit them in the Z.
Hit them in the Z, yes, exactly. That's fun, it's like power. Putties are fun.
Since the show, you guys have, you're still dynamic actors after you left Power Rangers. I see my man here doing the salsa, the dance thing, and I know my man David got behind the camera producing stuff. Tell me a little bit about life after Power Rangers.
I've continued to work as an actor, and as he said, I'm a world champion salsa dancer. Dance is always a part of my life. Is something I love to do throughout. I mean, I started as a kid pop locking, like in high school. Some kids walked up to me and said, "Hey, you want to do a talent show with us? We're gonna pop lock." I was like, "I don't know how to do that." They're like, "What's that? You know that?" So started there and just like dancing. It was always a good way to get with the girls. So like, you want to dance? Yeah. So from that I went to a school of performing arts to study jazz and tap and ballet and all different kinds of dancing. And then I saw salsa in Puerto Rico, fell in love with it. Saw a guy in LA that was teaching. It was like I could learn. 4 years later, 3 years later, I was a world champion. So, saying dancing is something I love to do, but I've continued on with my acting career. After I left the Rangers, I went on to do a show on Nickelodeon called Space Cases. Jill Slater's here today as well. I have not seen her since we did the show, so I gotta go make sure I go check her out. She was my co-star on the show. And then I went on to do a show called Malibu Shores, which was an Aaron Spelling show. And since then, thank you. The one guy beside, but I mean, I've done a number of other things. I mean, I've done over 146 episodes of television, including The Rangers and Space Cases, everything from CSI to The Shield, which won a Golden Globe and an Emmy, and most recently Prime Suspect, and Disney shows like Mighty Men and Pair Kings, and so I continue to work and do a lot of voiceover. I just worked on looping in ADR. Just worked on a couple of films you guys might want to see. Annie, the new Annie is coming out.
Oh yeah.
Worked on Divergent. Worked on 22 Jump Street, and The Neighbors with Seth Rogen that's coming out. And I also worked on Step Up 5. So I've been busy.
Oh, you about to step it up?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Yost.
When you do it on the table, exactly. That's what they're going to have you do in the show. They're like, get on the table. Just do it. Like, okay. It's fun. Now, it's funny because that thing from the beginning of the show, it didn't start like that. It was like, that was after I did the hip-hop Kido lesson for the kids. And I'm so happy that they added that to the show because it did really kind of make the character Zack, there's been no other character like that danced and did martial arts and gymnastics, put it all together and made it into a style. So I'm happy it's kind of a great representative of who that character was.
I've mostly worked behind the scenes since leaving Power Rangers, just as a producer, a location manager. I feel like I have some other title, but I was the director of production at the Sci-Fi Lab for a while, which was part of the Sci-Fi Channel.
You have a lot of great charities that I support.
Well, yeah, I try to give back as much as I can to charities. I support the Trevor Project a lot, which is as well as the No Hate campaign, which is about marriage equality for all. That's what I do. I keep it short so we can stick to the real questions, which is about Power Rangers.
All right, y'all. I didn't want to go too long because I see all of y'all. Y'all came here. You have questions. Y'all ready to turn it up? Y'all ready to turn it up? All right, let me get y'all in line. Let's get down for this Q&A, y'all. Get in line.
Yeah, get in the middle, guys. We have questions for David and Walter.
Line it up.
Actually, I don't have a question. I actually want to thank you guys for inspiring me to be an actor. And actually, one thing I do hope to do is to eventually become a Power Ranger in a future season to carry on the legacy that you guys have created for us.
That's awesome, man.
Also, for David, I want to thank you specifically for playing Billy, because your character relates to me the most, because all through elementary school, middle school, high school, and college, I was picked on and bullied all the time. And I really relate to the character, and it's a great character to look up to. So thank you.
Thank you for saying that.
I would just like to say thank you for keeping Power Rangers alive for 20 years. The show has meant so much to all of us who grew up with it as kids, and it's something that we can continue to enjoy as adults. And I also have a question for Walter. What was it like voicing villains?
It is evil. No, it's fun. I think it's I love doing voiceover, and I mean, it's just another way to act without having to do as much, I suppose. When you're on camera, you have to make sure you do everything in the right way. You got all these different coverages. You got, close-ups, and you got your master shot. You got over the shoulder. When it's voiceover, it's just you and the mic. So you create a character, you bring it to life, and I always find that to be a lot of fun.
First off, I want to say thank you for being pretty much my entire childhood right here. But I sort of along with the same thing. How was it when you first started finding out, okay, you're doing, the acting, and then you're also switching over and doing all the voiceover for the suits?
That was always interesting because it was like, okay, the suits, when the guys in the suits, we use a lot of Japanese footage. And so when it came to the suits, they're like acting very broadly without any words. So they're getting the suit. So you're like, okay, and then they would give us words to say, and sometimes the words didn't fit. Sometimes it was like the motion they gave was quick. It was just like, and they were like, it's time to morph into action. Ready, go. And you're like, how do I get all that into there? I don't know. It was like, it was interesting, but it was great. It was great training.
Thank you guys for coming out today. My question's for David. Would you mind commenting about the transition between Mighty Morphing and Zeo and the reduced role?
Commenting on it?
Yeah, so how did
that come about?
Yeah.
I just got a phone call from one of the executive producers who just said, just so you know, you're not going to be a Power Ranger anymore.
How did that feel?
Well, I mean, we talked about it. I mean, I was going into what I would assume would be my last season on Power Rangers. So it wasn't like the greatest conversation, but it's not like I didn't maybe expect it to come at some point. So yeah, I mean, it sucked, but at the same time, Billy still got to have a pretty important role, I felt. So it wasn't a total loss. And he got in the end, he flew away to Aquatar, and he's living out in the universe somewhere, having a good time, mating with fish.
Hi, I'm Katie. It's really great to see you. You were my favorite Power Ranger. And, no, you.
Oh, me.
Sorry. Sorry, I'm so mean. No, you were my favorite Power Ranger, and you did a PSA. Granted, I grew up with you, but, I've seen other shows, so, I mean, what I remember is the PSA after, all the violence and stuff like that, when kids beating each other up.
Right.
Can you still do that backflip?
How dare you? I would like to say yes, but I probably could if I practiced.
I see you doing
I'm not going to do it. No, I mean, I had a commercial audition not that long ago where they asked me to do a backflip, and I thought, yeah, no problem. And I did it, and I bonked my head right on the ground. So that was take number one. They said, you can do another take, and so I did take number two, and I nailed it. So, but it was just a good lesson that I'm in my 40s, so I need to slow down a bit, I like all the gasps. He's 40.
I want to say that you're both my favorites.
Thank you.
Separately, I know you started mentioning what your favorite villains were, but a lot of those villains, I remember as a kid looking and going, what are those writers thinking? So I want to know, what you remember, what the most ridiculous, stupid, random villain that you thought the most random is, weirdest one.
There was one that ate everybody and then puked us out. I don't.
I was thinking of what, Porky Pig?
Yeah, I don't remember. Was it Porky Pig? Yeah, that one was weird. And I know somebody brought me this doll today. It's the eye guy. So it's just like a guy covered in eyes. I thought that was weird.
Yeah. Didn't we have one that was Guitarro?
Yeah, Guitarro.
That was weird. All right, this guy fights with his eyes.
There was also, you weren't in that season, but there's a pachinko machine, like a pachinko monster.
How was that?
No, you weren't.
Okay. Damn it.
Thanks both of you for being here. As part of the original fandom, I was 9 when it came out, and the both of you are extremely important because as a kid, I always had to be Luigi. I always had to be the little brother. I had no problem being Billy.
Thank you.
Growing up, and as the not weaker, but I'm military guy. But as far as a smaller kid with glasses or the friend who doesn't know what's going on, you broke barriers, and it was amazing. Excuse me. I just recently got back from deployment, and one of the main things that I did when I was overseas, and it was crap, it was just entirely big, work was terrible, but I would come home and my amazing pregnant wife who's down there sent me the first 2 seasons of Power Rangers. So even though I was overseas doing the work for the country, you two are still influencing that 20 years later. And on behalf of, because oh God, everyone was trying to steal the DVDs. It was great. But I just wanted to remind you that what you do still resonates 20 years after. And like I said, she's pregnant with our first son. He's going to watch the original series. Like I said, what you do means a lot to us. But my question was, I'm sorry. You give a corpsman a microphone, it goes on. But I was always wondering, how terrible are the helmets to put on and off?
Oh yeah.
They just look awful.
Seriously.
Well, we didn't have to wear them that often, to be honest with you. However, when you do have to wear them, it's not that bad. It's 2 clips. It's just this little claustrophobic in there. It's like you talk about it's very crazy. But they're not hard to put on and off, except for sometimes it snaps on your face and pinches your face.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like wearing a pair of sunglasses with no ventilation. It's great.
It's like my gas mask.
Yep. So thank you, and thank you for serving our country.
Yes, thank you. And to everybody here that might be in service in the military and all, we just want to thank you. You guys are truly the superheroes, so thanks for serving.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a question for you, Mr. Yost, and I have a question for both of you.
Okay.
A question for you, Mr. Yost. I know a lot of people are probably wondering this. How did you come up with the phrase morphonomical?
More phenomenal?
Morphonomical.
More phenomenal? Did I really say that?
More phenomenal.
It's
Yes.
more phenomenal. Well, I didn't come up with it, but the writers did. So the first time I read that, I was like, what? And then it turned to morphitudinous and a lot of other exciting things, but more phenomenal. I think it was just a catchphrase that they were trying to get out into the universe to see if people would start walking around saying it's more phenomenal. I don't think it really caught on. It's Morphin Time caught on, but that's it. So, sorry to disappoint.
Oh, no problem. And my second question is, I actually do watch the Japanese versions of Power Rangers. Do you all have a favorite season of the Japanese version?
I haven't really watched it.
I think I've only seen like 1 episode. So when we first started doing the show, they showed us that version. It's completely different than ours. So
Yeah.
I just never caught on to that one.
I heard there was a version in one of the episodes, the Japanese episodes, where the monster actually pees on the Ranger. That didn't lead me to want watching it.
Thank you.
Hey, what's
Hi,
up?
Dad.
What was it like working with the late great Flea Train?
Tweet.
Tweety, yes. Tweety was awesome. She was, when she first joined the cast, because we had a different Yellow Ranger in the pilot. Yes, Audrey Dwight, and then when Tweety came along, it was like she brought about this soft, really kind spirit to energy to the cast, which actually set off the cast really well because we had so many different characters, and she was a really soft, gentle soul, and she was very much like that in real life, strong but soft, like Tai Chi, like that kind of thing. And, she was awesome. She was funny and great, and just the whole experience of going through Rangers and going what we were going through together with her made it even more amazing.
Thank you.
I want to say to Walter, me and my friends, we always fought who was going to be the Black Ranger. Just growing up, I had to do that. Also, for Walter, I was wondering if you ever thought about fleshing out Kido a little bit more, either for fun or serious, like a method book or something that, just fun.
Hip Hop Kido?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What was the question? It was.
Have you ever thought about fleshing it out a little bit more, like either for fun or for comedy?
You know what? There's an idea there. There's an idea because I mean the truth of the matter is what it became more about was about distraction, and that's used also in fighting. It's like capoeira is that. It's like you're watching capoeira and it's like, okay, look, I'm over here, but I'm kicking you over there. It's that kind of thing. So I don't know that you would spend too much time doing this while you're fighting. However, it could be interesting. It'd be like, you know, like Muhammad Ali doing a foot shuffle, you know. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah.
Hey guys, little man has a question for you.
So, little man.
How do I have a bad guy?
How do we fight the bad guys?
No, he's asking who the scariest bad guy was.
Ah.
See, I watched you as a kid, and then I got really tired of Jake and Neverland Pirates, and thanks to Netflix, I was able to get them on Power Rangers. So he's all here very excited to see him.
That's awesome. I think we were talking about Lord Zed being one of the bad guys, and he said, Ivan the Blue.
And I'm
Yeah. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello. Just really amazing to actually be able to speak with you. I've grown up with both of you as basically my favorite Rangers, as the funnest one, the smartest one. They just both really inspired me. So just I'd like to say thank you for playing those roles and just being a great inspiration to me in my childhood. And like I said, one of the things I wanted to ask was, on the show there were a lot of fights outside the costumes, and I was curious to know if you guys had to come in knowing martial arts already, or if you were taught it on set and having to learn and practice martial arts while doing the show, or if there was a lot of stunt doubling going on, or that sort of thing. So, did you all do your own fighting, or was it a lot of off-screen things?
It's probably a little bit of both for me. I mean, we didn't have, anytime we fought outside a costume, it was always us. We didn't have stunt doubles doing that. So it was always us. I was a gymnast, so that's how I came into the show. And before we started filming, for like a month, they had us, me and Amy Jo, basically trained in martial arts. Jason David Frank was a big help to us in that. So he kind of taught us a little bit here and there, and we had a great stunt team that always worked with us. To choreograph our fights, but everything was choreographed, and and then we would film it. That was me. He's a different story.
I studied martial arts as a kid, Ishiru, and then, but I wasn't practiced. I mean, I had done it as a kid, and it's been a while, but I still knew punches and kicks. So I had to display my martial art talents at the audition, and then while we were working on the show, like he said, we trained. And during that course, that period of time, I refined what I knew, and I added to it, because we have these amazing stuntmen that were like specialists in different forms of martial arts, whether it's capoeira or taekwondo or jeet kune do, or all these different types of martial arts. And we would get together with those guys, you know, in breaks, and we would work. So they'd be like, all right, here's this kick. So I learned the kicks, and here's this punch, and here's this throw, or here's this Japanese flip that you can do. So during our downtime, we would work and we would practice, because obviously the fighting was a big part of it. And for my character, the more athletic it could be, the more, you know, the bigger it could be, the better. So I definitely refined my martial arts style after we got hired, but I was already a martial artist, a brown belt.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And this next guy right here is a fellow colleague of yours.
What's up? Representing.
Mr. Bunny from Power Rangers. How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear y'all. I can hear you. First off, I have this knowing helmet that I have dedicated to you.
Thank you. That's nice.
Also, Walter Jones.
Yes, sir.
I was reading a biography of a wrestler named Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
He said he specializes in hip-hop Kido.
Right.
Did you really inspire him?
But did I inspire him?
You really inspired me.
I'm sure I did. I've met him. He's a cool guy, and I think you know, as wrestlers go, I mean, there's a lot of show to the field. It's also it's very athletic. It takes a lot of skill to be a wrestler, and I'm happy that he chose my character to be an inspiration.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Matthew. Thank you guys for coming out here. I heard rumors that in Super Mega Force, the current season of Power Rangers, they were going to have some of the old people come back. I was just wondering, are you guys coming back there or no?
For me, I can only speak for me and nobody else. I'm not going back. They already filmed that like almost, I would say, a year ago.
Yeah.
So that's been over and done with. And they invited a lot of people back. But you know, it's a non-union show, and I'm a union actor. I know Walter's a union actor too. And in order for us to go film that, we'd have to break status with our union, which is not really looked heavily good upon.
Do like this.
And you know, we could get fined, and we could, you know, be in trouble with our union. So that was like a big factor for me not going to do it, as well as the money that they were offering and the way that they handled the whole situation. So, you know, I'm open to doing an actual reunion, a legitimate reunion show of the Power Rangers if they film it union and want to treat us like actors. I'm into it.
Let's get that attention out there.
Exactly. I feel the same way. I didn't do the Mega Force. I would love to be part of it. I would love to be a part of it. I mean, to go back and reprise the role, but I would want it to be done the proper way. And in a way where we were being treated as professionals, which is what we are. I've been SAG actor, screen actors, in the Screen Actors Guild for over 20 years now. And to go backwards and do something that's non-union is a problem for me and the union. So I can't do that. But if they did a film or they did something that was a union project and they asked us to come back and reprise our roles, I would be so happy to do that.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I just want to thank you all for.
Yes, we're listening.
I just want to thank you all for basically being in my childhood because you all came out when I was like 5.
Wow.
If it wasn't for you, my Saturdays would have sucked, my school would have sucked, everything would have sucked. Seriously. So every time you came on, I mean, the first episode, I thought you all came on Sunday too. Hey, mom, Power Rangers coming on? I was like, oh. It just didn't come on. So I just want to thank you guys. And I saw that you all was coming to Awesome Con. This is my first con. And if you two weren't on that page, I would have been like, man, but you're here. And thanks to Walter, I got my towel fan from straight from 1993. Original one. Love it. I'm going to frame that thing and cherish it well. So I just want to thank you all.
Thank you, man. Thanks for coming out here. Absolutely.
Hello. My first question is, how did you do some of the old special effects? Because I really like the way it's implemented in the show.
Well, they did special effects. And what they did, I mean, are you referring to the robotics or are you referring to what?
Kind of the martial arts, the sparks, the
Okay.
all of it.
Yeah. Well, they used a number of different things, like for the fights, you know, like when we hit the putties or we fight the monsters, sometimes it was smoke, and often that was baby powder. Yeah, like baby powder, and then when you hit it, it would come up in like a little puff of smoke. And then there was like a little, what do you call those things that pop? Snaps. That, yeah, so and there's a electric guy that touches a wire to like a battery and makes it pop when, you know, we went on cue. So they did a lot of stuff like that, and there was smoke. And,
it was called 1993. limited money, and creative ways to make things look somewhat exciting.
Okay, and my last thing is, do you have any tips to use some of the fighting to make it look like kind of just fictional, just cartoonish, just, I'm not really sure how to put it, but.
So like you want to film fights or something?
Yeah.
Just don't hit the other person. Use creative camera angles, like you can put a camera somewhere to make it look like you're hitting somebody, but you're not actually hitting them. Just don't hit somebody. And if you want to make it comical, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Just be crazy.
Add music that goes like this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've actually got two things I want to talk about. I wanted to thank you for my childhood, pretty much, because I was 2, 3 when my father brought home VHS copies of Day in the Dumpster and Zack's Birthday, and I watched the crap out of them with my twin sister. And when I lost him last year, I put on a couple episodes of Power Rangers, and it really helped me a lot to get through the movie. And I want to thank you guys for that. And my question is, of all the Zords that your characters used or throughout this series, which was your favorite?
Mastodon!
Well, I mean, Triceratops will always have a huge, important part of my life, but I liked all my Zords. I thought the Wolf Zord was cool in the movie, and
that's my favorite too.
Obviously, being a unicorn is pretty exciting. But yeah, Triceratops.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, I just want to butt in real quickly because we only have about 10 minutes. I want to get through all of you guys in line. So my last guy is blue shirt over there with a hat. I got you. You're the last guy, but let's get through these questions because we got to get these guys going. And we only have 10 minutes in here before they boot us out. So let's get through these questions real quick.
Go, go, Power Rangers!
Yeah.
My favorite character is Kimberly. I used to dress up like the ninja Halloween costume, but my question is, do you just randomly take out your costumes or like have it and just like,
Did y'all get to steal one from wardrobe and keep one at the house?
No, I didn't steal a costume, and we didn't get to keep them. I did steal a costume. I should. In the movie, I did steal my ninja outfit. So my last day of jumping there, I packed up my suitcase and jumped on a plane back to the States. There was nothing they could do. So,
I didn't steal any costumes or anything. I should have done it. But I didn't have one made, so I will be sporting one sometime soon.
You go into the vortex.
Well, thank you guys for coming, and we appreciate you, the reason why we're here. So yeah, back in the old days, I have your figures. It's awesome. That was
What do you mean the old days? What do you mean?
the action figures. Yeah. Yeah. So you guys are like my biggest fan. So anyways, my question is.
We love you, man. We love you.
Yeah. My question is, have you guys ever reunited with the other Rangers, like socially? Like, yeah. I mean, like the Red Rangers and.
Yeah, we're all friends, and we all keep in touch with each other. We all see each other here and there. From the original cast, though, I think Walter and I are the only ones that are left in Los Angeles, and everybody else is Amy Jo's in Canada, and Jason Frank's in Texas, and Austin is TBD.
New Mexico.
New Mexico. So, but we all keep in touch with each other and have lunch. I work out with Steve Cardenas, the second Red Ranger. He and I go to the gym every morning. So
that's why he's got these guns.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, Zach.
Hello. So in a recent season, or I guess in Super Mega Force, we had one of the Power Rangers come back and write some episodes on the show. So I was wondering, if you had the opportunity to write any episodes for the show, what kind of a story would you, put together?
Well, Zach would come back and wear the mantle and have a dinosaur. He would have a dragon Zord, that's what I was saying. I don't know, I think it would be cool to write an episode or two for Power Rangers, but everything's changed so much now. I haven't really followed the new seasons. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I can answer that fairly because I don't watch Super Mega Force, so I don't know how I would write an episode and all that. Given the opportunity, I probably would, but I would rather write an episode, like a reunion episode.
Yeah.
So I make sure everybody's character gets dealt with appropriately.
Let's get that petition out.
Thank you.
Like you guys like do acting like in stage performances.
Nice.
And I was wondering what advice you might give me.
Stay present in the moment.
Thank you.
Learn your lines. hit your mark, and don't mess other people up.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, first off, I want to thank you guys. You guys are my childhood. David, I looked up to you like all through school. I was a nerd and geek and stuff.
Nerd power.
Thanks a lot.
That's it?
And,
do you have a question? Do you have a question?
What was your what was your favorite stunt that you guys did?
Mine was from the movie, and I had a Tengu warrior, which was a bird flying at me, and I had to jump on a trampoline and do a flip over it, which seems kind of easy, but he was on 2 wires, so I had to jump through the wires, and then there was a rock. I had like 1, 2, 3 steps in order to stop before I hit the rock, so it was really tough, but not super tough, but I did it. That was my favorite stunt.
I had one very similar actually. I was being chased by 2 putties and I had to dive through a swing set. There was a putty in front of the swing set. He ducked. I did a front flip over him, landed, kicked him into the swing set, and he swung back and hit the other 2 putties. It wasn't covered very well, so you didn't really get to see that I dived through the swing set, but that kind of sucked.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I really want to get everybody in line, so if we could just have the question real quick, we don't have much time left, so if you could just throw your question out real quick, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Well, I kind of forgot to bring what? Do you guys know what time it is?
Yeah, we can kind of hear you. Just say the question.
I kind of forgot to bring my wife. Do you guys know what time it is?
Oh, it's more time. Thank you.
Billy, you're too high.
You're too high up, Billy. Yes, that's my favorite line of tweets. Yeah, true. I think I grabbed her crotch at the same time she was saying. Yeah.
If you were to be a voice actor, where should you start? 'Cause I know I have the voice to be a voice actor.
Yeah, well, you want to put together a kind of a demo reel of characters. There's some places online that I think you can do. I think it's called. I'm not sure the positive. I'm not absolutely sure the name, but there's do some research online about places where you can do voiceovers and talk to other voiceover artists and people who are looking for voiceover artists. There's a website that I can't think of the name of right now, but
But also look for agents that in your area that are voiceover agents.
Yes.
And just ask them.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
And you're awesome, by the way, both of y'all.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, this is the last question.
Okay.
Hey there, my name is Matthew. My favorite color is blue. Sorry, Walter. Yeah. The question for you, Walter, is on the show, you were written out of the show because you, Jason, and Trini were going to a peace conference. Whatever happened at that peace conference that took up all that time? Like did a meteor strike? Did a giant monster just squish the peace conference? What happened?
you know what? We're still at work. We are constantly in need of peace, and we are still trying to bring about peace on earth.
All right, y'all, let's give it up. Let's take it down. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Thank you, guys. Thank you all. My name is Power. Thank you, David Yost. You can find him in booth 257. Come see my man David Yost and my man Walter Jones in booth 259.
And check it out, guys. If you want to find us on Twitter or Instagram, find me at Walter E. Jones. Also on Facebook at Walter E. Jones fan page. So check us out.
And I'm David_Yost on Twitter and David Yost Actor on Facebook. Thanks, guys. We love you.
Give it up one more time, y'all.